You're listening to the Ask Drone U podcast. You ask, we answer your drone questions. Whether you're here to turn your passion into profit or you simply fly for fun, we're a community of learners and teachers who aspire to achieve greatness. We are
Drone U.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another fantastic episode of Ask Drone U. My name is Paul.
And my name is Rob. It's a pleasure to be back with you. As far as we're concerned, we're back with you. Been out town for a little bit.
Yeah, we were out in Phoenix, really unrolling our new Drone U Elite Pilots program, which is all about in-person trainings all over the country. And I just want to say special thank you to you for listening to the show, supporting the show. We actually met a lot of listeners while we were out there. Michael Jackson. I'm not kidding. That's really his name.
Michael A. Jackson.
Yes.
He made a point to
He may
mention.
had a couple other caveats about that, but we're not going to repeat them on the show. But yeah, he was
nice
awesome.
Guy.
Also met a couple other people, Justin, and I forget that other guy's name that was at the hotel. But just want to say thank you so much for listening. And guys, thank you so much for just really being avid supporters. It really does mean a lot to us. And if you take a moment and give us some social currency, we would really appreciate that. We do review all of your reviews. So if you go to iTunes and leave us a review, we do review all of them. And I know that being humble is a very important thing. And I know that the politics is not a place for this podcast. So don't worry, you won't hear about it ever again. So anyway, just want to say, thank you for your support.
Yes.
By the way, today's question is going to be brought to you by our Drone U community. If you're not a part of the Drone U community via Drone U, I would highly recommend you check it out. As our new classes, we got 5 rolling out here soon. We got a whole editing class that's specific to drones, editing drone-specific footage, utilizing titles that are unique. You really want to maintain that competitive advantage. So if you're looking to transform your editing skills from someone who's just kind of new and they normally delegate it out and you don't really understand what you're doing, it's going to help your delegation. You're probably going to be able to get better videos because you can communicate better. Also, if you're just trying to edit yourself, good news, you're going to use this information and really come out of this editing much nicer, more beautiful videos, which will give you a competitive advantage as a videographer. Now, if you're looking to get in construction and you want to add that vertical to your business, well, with this course, you transform yourself from just a regular average drone pilot to a progression report analyst. And you're going to be someone who can really provide a lot of different deliverables to your clients and, again, to increase your competitive advantage. I could say the same thing about cell phone tower mapping. I think that's really, really important. Cell phone tower inspections. In addition to our business course, which I'm really excited about. I just found out our business course is actually the length of about 10 to 12 regular courses by Drone U. So it's really going to be a heavy hitter.
It wasn't designed to be that, but it just kind of kept coming.
If you're going to be providing detailed, solid information, it may be.
Absolutely.
So
excited
anyway,
to get all those out.
We are excited. So if you want to become a part of the Drone U community, just go to droneu.education. Check it out. Also just want to say very special thanks to our sponsor, Energen. This weekend, utilizing that A40 battery charger was just quintessential, and the training that we had as people were able to charge their Phantom batteries. I have to say, I'm really excited though for the A80 battery, so we can charge, Inspire 2, Inspire 1 batteries. That'll really help our trainings out. But if you want a charger from Energen, just make sure to go to myenergen.com/shop. Get that A40 charger. You just have a lot more flexibility with it. And you'll save $50 off that if you use discount code DroneUA40. All right, guys, let's just get right into the question. Rob, why don't you go ahead and play that funky question?
Hey, Paul. Hey, Rob. How you doing? I appreciate you guys, of course, doing your podcast. I'm real new in the drone industry, and the reason I say new in the industry is because I bought my first drone, flew it a few times. My mom's a real estate agent, so I went ahead and bought up 5 batteries in a case and all that good stuff for my Phantom 3 SE. And also an Osmo mobile with a GoPro attachment for it. My main question is, after getting the passion and, I went to the courthouse, I got my LLC, my business licenses for state and county, everything taken care of, business insurance is squared away. And now what I'm left to is, of course, to do my first couple of, venues for free. to get my foot in the door, especially having family member in the industry in real estate. Um, my biggest question right now that's stopping me in my tracks almost is I know there's a bunch of ways to deliver your product to a real estate agent, but what is the best and easiest way to deliver the product to the real estate agent for somebody who's just starting? I don't want to get, in a situation where I have to fight for payment or anything like that, if you get what I'm saying. Again, I appreciate it, Rob and Paul. You guys are cool. I hope to get to meet you one day. I'm here in Alabama, so you guys come on down and check us out. Appreciate it, and have a nice day.
Thank you. You're cool too. Appreciate the question. And guys, if you have a question, don't forget to go to Ask Drone U and ask that question. I was in Alabama about a year ago.
Alabama.
Beautiful.
Roll Tide.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Sorry, I had to.
It is beautiful out there. But anyway, so delivering content to your realtors. I think he's got a couple of things going on in this question based on the very last thing that he said or close to the last thing he said. Number one is just mechanically easiest way to do it. But number two, how to do it to protect the information that you're giving them and make sure you get paid, that kind of thing.
Well, I think this is actually a really good question. He did caveat with saying that it is his mom. But guys, another way that you can really increase your revenues and compete with other people is by providing a better product. But what I'm talking about is, for example, a lot of realtors are just not tech savvy. And I'm sorry if you're a realtor and you're listening to this, but by the end of the show, you'll be a little bit more tech savvy. So don't throw my words in my face, please.
Well, I would say there's just about every industry you could say some of the people in that industry are not tech savvy.
Or what are you trying to say is that in most industries in America, the geriatrics run it and there's a large opportunity to get into it?
No, I was not trying to say that. That is all you.
Just kidding. Anyway, so what I do is if I'm trying to get in with someone, and I actually just recently did this to a realtor, because I still love luxury real estate, and there's a lot of celebrity homes here in New Mexico. For whatever reason, they're leaving California in droves. Why they're coming to New Mexico, I'm not really sure. But I did just break my chair, so not really sure how I did that either. But what I'm saying is once you create your video, I would offer as an upsell service to create a YouTube page for the realtor. You brand the YouTube page. You stick their website links in there for their listings, their information about them. I would do a testimonial link and then a link to just the general website and then a link to their contact page. You can also autofill this information so that every time you upload a video, all the keywords and all the metadata is already put into the upload page at their YouTube page, which is really nice, really simplifies and streamlines the entire process. So for example, if they're in Santa Fe, New Mexico, it's always going to come up with all of their links, keywords, Santa Fe listings, New Mexico homes for sale, Santa Fe homes for sale, all this stuff. So it's already doing, the SEO backlinking. That being said, you can charge realtors to create their YouTube page. And then when they have a proper YouTube page, it's a lot easier for them to market their videos. Now, I'm going to go into a caveat here a little bit later, which is really important because he said his mom is the realtor. And by the way, I wasn't calling your mom a geriatric. Look, my dad's 73 years old, so, I'd be essentially making fun of my dad too. But unlike most people, I have no problem making fun of my dad. So, he and I
vice versa.
Oh yeah, you heard him in the car. So, anyway, that being said, there are things that I think you should do since it is your mom, and we'll discuss that here in a little bit. But going back to what I was saying about the YouTube page, you can upsell the fact that you're going to make them a YouTube page, but this is also a way that you can control the YouTube page. Because he said, how can I make sure that I'm going to get paid? Maybe his mom is a late payer. I don't know. I hope not. I'm hoping he's talking about other real estate
I would
agents.
assume he's kind of thinking ahead.
Yeah,
about the
and
other
I understand that.
Yeah, of course.
The beauty of this whole process is twofold. You can upload the video to YouTube, show it to them. It's in its full presentation. And then if they don't pay you, you can remove the video from YouTube. And voila, they have to pay you. And then you just upload the video to YouTube. That's unless you have a savvy realtor who understands how to download the videos from YouTube in the beginning. If you have a savvy realtor, then I would recommend you become a part of a service called Frame.io. It's actually the same review service that we use here at Drone U. and we should probably affiliate with him. That'd be a great one for John to go after. So John Clark, if you're listening to the show, that's one thing you could add to your to-do list, sir. But anyway, Frame.io allows the user to watch the video, and you can set whether they can download the video or not, which on our side, we have it set to download. But they can comment on the video if they want certain things changed. If they want certain things changed. Well, what it does is it sets the time code and the comment. They can draw on the screen, they can add images, whatever they want to showcase the changes that they want. The beauty about Frame.io is that it really simplifies and clarifies the review process. If you have a realtor who's a big stickler, though, if you have someone who you feel is going to be overly detailed in their review, I would not send them to Frame.io. I think it's definitely like the client from California. Remember that lady?
Yep,
that is someone who I would never send a Frame.io video to. It just wouldn't do it.
Well, additionally, your contract or the agreement with your realtor needs to indicate how many edits you're willing to even allow for.
What my contract typically states is that they have 10 days to review and edit and make any comments in writing, which a lot of realtors are going to make a phone call and leave you a message. Nope. It's got to be in writing because oftentimes realtors are scatterbrains. So what happens is they tell you one thing, mean another, you do the edits, and voila, now they're disappointed and you're unhappy. And that's not what we want. So what we want is a clear review process. Frame.io is the best way to go. But if not, what I say and stipulate in my contract is you have 10 days to provide your revisions in writing to me. If you do not provide your revisions in writing to me after 10 days, the draft will be deemed as final and you will get receipt of the video. Now, he was talking about how do I ensure that I get paid? You can do two things. Number one, you can take their payment over Square. And what you can do now, you're going to have to follow some PCI compliance rules. So make sure you Google search PCI compliance on holding credit card data on your clients. There's actually a lot of rules on that. Does QuickBooks allow people to save their payment information so you can auto charge them?
I think it does, yeah.
Okay, so maybe if you just use QuickBooks, which by the way, after Rob's business course, I've been using QuickBooks self-employed. And I really like it. It really simplifies everything. So, and I suck at expenses, and I'm finally starting to get in the habit of just recording everything. So,
which that kind of organization will literally save you money.
Yes, it will.
Or in another way of speaking, earn you some money.
That is true too. You can hold on to clients' credit card information. But you have to follow PCI compliance, so that way you can say, once I deliver the video, pay in full. If you're worried about a client paying you in full, have them pay you in full in the beginning. I normally dictate 50% up front. I won't even schedule a date unless they pay 50% up front. That's just how I roll. I know some pilots are not like that. If you're not willing to do that and you don't have the confidence to do that, you're not going to have the confidence to make big sales. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there at you now. If that hurts you or kicks you while you're down, it shouldn't. It should build you up, inspire you, and motivate you to find the self-belief in yourself, to have that confidence. Because you guys got to understand, part of sales is that if you don't confidently believe that you deserve X number of dollars and you don't deliver it in that way, you are never going to get it. If you don't believe in your price, why would anyone else?
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And he mentioned doing some stuff for free. And while we completely understand that is one way to go, we don't necessarily encourage it. Get something for it so that there is some value for what you're doing. And you might suggest that the regular package is whatever, $800, but you're willing to do it for a couple hundred to get them to understand the way that you work and the quality that you put out. But doing it for free, really not a big proponent of that.
Yeah, you can normally get something. You definitely can get something. And you also, if you're going to do it for free, you have to baseline that with, I'm willing to do this for free this time, but this is going to be the only time.
Yeah, make sure it's very clear.
Because if you don't say that, they're going to expect it to be free for 4, 5, 6, 7 jobs. Now, going back to how you should deliver it. MLS does have particular rules about how you deliver certain videos. There are supposed to be branded and unbranded videos. Unbranded videos are direct linked to MLS. Now, MLS is not a big proponent about this until you get some angry realtor who's a big old whiner and says, well, Rob's using branded videos. Why can't I? And then that's really the only time that they ever come down on a realtor.
And I
Sorry,
I hesitate to say this, but in this group, it will happen and relatively quickly.
Yes. So make sure that you have an unbranded and branded page. Now, here's how you overcome the unbranded thing. If you are a really savvy real estate videographer, and I think I give the example of Stephen Miller in Phoenix. He's just, above par.
He's got it down.
Yeah. So that being said, if you were to set up like luxury Phoenix homes on YouTube, you are naturally going to drive more traffic to that particular realtor because it's a general thing where people are gonna be like, oh, you mean there's a YouTube page where I can just check out all the luxury real estate homes? Like, oh yeah, that's awesome. And they're all formatted the same way. Then the user is going to become accustomed to that format of the video. They're going to be willing to watch more videos. They're going to search through listings. I mean, it's a way to really interact and engage with people. And that's how you can overcome the unbranded videos. So all those videos would be unbranded, no realtor information, but you can still link them back to the site, and then you build the SEO for the site. And there's a whole lot more that you can do. Now, some people have even gotten ridiculous on this whole MLS branding, unbranding thing and saying you can't even upload videos to YouTube because some realtors are advertising on YouTube and those ads could come up on your video without your knowledge. In my opinion, that's ridiculous. You're not under that control. You can't control it at all. It shouldn't be something that comes down to you. If it were me and I was a realtor, I would still be uploading all of my videos to YouTube because someone's going to do it. I mean,
Right.
And it's the biggest, audience for videos. Like Vimeo, I'm sorry, if you're a realtor, you're using Vimeo, your success rate is just not going to be as good as it could. And
What about using both?
I'm sure you could use both. I don't think there's any harm in both, but I think that you would detract, honestly, from the success of YouTube by using Vimeo. That being said, in How to Be a Rainmaker, one of the rules of How to Be a Rainmaker, I believe it's rule number 10, is that rainmakers never make excuses and never buy into things that could harm or hinder success. So, for example, they say you should always dress up. You should never eat coffee because if you spill coffee on your shirt, it could be a negative influence. And even that 5% little mistake could express to the wrong type of person that you don't have your crap together because you can't drink coffee and keep yourself clean. How does that relate to your organization? That may be a big stretch for a lot of people, and it's a big stretch for me. I understand, but I have lost business that way. I understand. I get it. So in How to Be a Rainmaker, you don't make excuses and you do not do anything that could limit your success rate.
Yeah, that's a whole nother discussion because you don't want to be a worrywart either.
True.
So you want to be professional and sharp, but don't worry. I mean, if there's somebody who's going to be that ridiculous about a coffee stain on your shirt, perhaps, I don't know that I want to work with them anyway. So there's some balance to
I
that.
agree with that. But, he also says if you're going to take down the big fish, you swim with the big fish, meaning if you don't go after a little business, you go after all the big boys and
True.
you do so with confidence. So
Absolutely.
I think that's really important. But I think we've probably talked about this enough. Just to recap the whole thing, best way to deliver, if they are not paying you to build a YouTube page, I would recommend that you use some sort of encryption-based model with like Dropbox where you can set a password and a time limit for the password. Otherwise,
What's the file transfer that Vic likes to use?
Hightail.
Hightail. Okay.
Hightail
Might
is
be an
by
option.
far the easiest, and it is the best for the geriatrics.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
He just can't help
It's really
himself.
simple. There's just a big old orange button that says download here.
Which is great, right?
Because
Why
no
not
matter
make it
what
simple?
screen you're on or what Zoom rate it is, which, let's face it, the geriatrics are normally at 200%. So,
But that comes back full circle to if you're just sending them this video and they don't know what to do with it anyways, it's probably not going to do anything effective for them, and they're not going to get the value out of it that's going to cause them to want to come back to you.
yeah. And also, just a quick recap, I would have 3 different charge rates: a charge rate for delivering the video, a charge rate for delivering a unbranded and a branded video, and then a charge rate for uploading it to YouTube yourself, and then a charge rate for adding all the SEO into the YouTube page, or just charge the realtor to build them a proper YouTube page, as it will help them with sales either way.
Absolutely.
So you can start out with a small rate if that's where you are. I don't like that. I'm just going to be honest. You guys should be charging a lot more. There's a lot of realtors that, and I still deal with one now, and I finally was just like, look, you like working with me because I produce the best, right? Cool. Well, I'm not doing it for that amount of money. And if you want the video, I'd be happy to do it for you. It's going to cost this.
Right.
So you just got to have some balls. I mean, even for the ladies out there, you got to have some lady cojones, which I've met a lot of women that have a lot more balls than a lot of men. I'm just saying. So,
And on that note.
yeah, I wasn't trying to be,
Yeah.
what is it called? What's the word? Gender. I'm not trying to genderfy or anything. I'm for equality across everything, if that hasn't been made pretty damn clear. So anyway, I think that's going to do it for us today, though. If you have a question, just go to askdroneyou.com. And again, if you could take 30 seconds and leave us a review, that social currency, or even give us a share, that social currency really helps other people find the show, and we do review your reviews. We love the feedback, and we want to grow with you. So if you have a question, again, Ask Drone You, but that's going to do it for us today. My name is Paul.
And I'm Ron.
Oh, gotcha. And this is Ask Drone You.